The billionaire almost missed it at first, the way a single moment of kindness can slip past even the most powerful eyes. Sunlight flooded the private school courtyard in the middle of the day, bright and warm, children laughing and running beneath fluttering banners for a charity open house. That was when Arjun Malhotra, a man whose name controlled stock markets and headlines, froze mid-step. Across the iron fence, a homeless girl sat on the pavement, her clothes worn but clean, her hair tied back with a fraying ribbon. Beside her, on the other side of the fence, his own daughter was kneeling, listening with rapt attention as the girl traced letters on the ground with a piece of chalk. The world seemed to stop breathing, and what followed would shake everyone who witnessed it. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of human connection, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Single Dad Diaries. Your support helps stories like this reach the hearts that need them most. Arjun had built his empire on precision, control, and numbers that always added up in his favor. He was known for his discipline, his distance, and his belief that the world only rewarded strength. Since the death of his wife, his life had narrowed to boardrooms, security briefings, and making sure his 8-year-old daughter, Mira, had every advantage money could buy. Private drivers, elite schools, and the finest tutors were meant to protect her from the pain he could not erase. Yet standing in that sunlit courtyard, watching her lean forward with curiosity and trust toward a girl with nothing, he felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest. The homeless girl's name was Anaya, though no one there knew it yet. She had been living on the streets with her younger brother until illness took him months ago. Since then, she survived by collecting recyclables and teaching herself from discarded books she found near the library dumpsters. Education had become her refuge, a place where hunger and loss loosened their grip for a while. That morning, she had noticed Mira struggling with a reading worksheet during recess. Instead of looking away, Anaya had gently offered help, using chalk and patience, turning learning into a game under the open sky. Teachers and parents soon noticed the strange scene forming by the fence. Whispers spread, faces tightened, and concern mixed with judgment. Security guards began to move closer, ready to remove the girl from the premises. Arjun watched all of this unfold without moving. His daughter's face was not afraid or confused. It was alive with understanding. She was learning, not just letters, but empathy, and Arjun realized with a quiet shock that this was something none of her expensive tutors had ever taught her. Memories surfaced uninvited. Arjun remembered his own childhood, the years before wealth found him, when his mother had worked long hours and strangers sometimes offered help without asking for anything in return. Somewhere along the climb to the top, he had forgotten those moments. He had replaced them with walls, guards, and assumptions about who belonged where. Seeing Anaya and Mira together stripped those defenses away. As the guards reached the fence, Mira instinctively stood between them and Anaya, her small body a fragile shield. The courtyard fell silent. Parents watched, teachers hesitated, and Arjun finally stepped forward, raising a hand to stop the guards. The power in that single gesture was unmistakable. Confusion rippled through the crowd as he approached the fence, his expression unreadable, his eyes fixed on the girl who had nothing yet seemed to be giving his daughter something priceless. Arjun listened as a teacher explained the situation, pointing out rules and safety concerns. He listened as parents murmured about appearances and boundaries. Then he looked again at Anaya, noticing the way she held herself with dignity despite the fear flickering in her eyes. This was not a threat. This was a child surviving in a world that had given her no safety net. For the first time in years, Arjun allowed himself to feel uncomfortable with his own privilege. He invited Anaya inside the courtyard, not as an act of charity, but as an acknowledgement of her humanity. Gasps followed, and some parents protested quietly, but no one openly challenged him. Anaya stepped through the gate, blinking in the sunlight as if crossing into another world. Mira reached for her hand without hesitation, and the simple trust of that gesture cracked something open in every adult watching. Over the following days, the story spread beyond the school. Videos circulated online, headlines speculated, and opinions clashed. Some praised Arjun's compassion, while others accused him of recklessness. Yet inside the walls of his carefully controlled life, a transformation had begun. Arjun arranged for Anaya to receive medical care, safe housing, and access to education. More importantly, he asked her what she wanted. No one had asked her that in a very long time. Anaya did not want to be a symbol or a charity case. She wanted to learn, to teach, and to honor the brother she had lost by building a future he would have been proud of. Arjun listened, truly listened, and realized that wealth meant nothing if it could not be used to restore dignity. Mira thrived in Anaya's presence, growing kinder, more curious, and more grounded than any elite curriculum could have made her. As weeks passed, the school courtyard became a place of change. Arjun funded community education programs, inviting children from all backgrounds to learn together during the day. Parents who once whispered now volunteered. Teachers redesigned lessons to include empathy and real-world understanding. What began as a shocking moment by offense turned into a movement that reminded everyone watching that education and compassion were not luxuries reserved for the few. Just before we reach the end, please take a moment to comment below and share where you are watching from and what kindness means to you. Your words matter more than you think. On a bright afternoon much like the first, Arjun stood again in the courtyard, watching Mira and Anaya sit side by side, reading beneath a tree. The world had not magically become fair, and pain had not vanished, but something had shifted. Arjun was no longer just a billionaire protecting his daughter from hardship. He was a man who understood that shielding a child from reality was not the same as preparing them to change it. If the story touched your heart, if it reminded you that compassion can rise in the most unexpected places and that one brave act can ripple outward, please like, share, and engage with this video. Your support helps keep stories of hope alive. And remember, sometimes the lesson that stuns everyone is not learned in a classroom, but on a sunlit pavement, where kindness becomes the greatest teacher of all.